Good evening, Kampala. Good evening, Uganda. The finals continue here at the MTN Lugogo Arena. And after a thrilling opener chapter, the battle between the UCU Lady Canons and the JT Lady Jaguars is back. The Lady Canons came out swinging in game one, taking the victory and drawing fast blood in this championship series. But tonight, the Jaguars have a response to make. For UCU, the mission is simple: protect the lead, take game two, and put themselves firmly in control of the finals. For JT Jaguars, there is no panic, but there is urgency. They know a victory tonight will bring the series level and completely change the complexion of the championship battle. The Jaguars have been here before. They know the pressure, they know the stage, but the Canons have already shown that they are ready for the moment. One game belongs to UCU tonight. The Jaguars want to take it back. The crowd is ready. The players are locked in. The championship dream is getting closer with every possession. UCU Canons versus JT Lady Jaguars. Game 2 is here. And if the UCU Canons win today, they'll take a 2-0 lead. It's an out-of-bounds possession. We'll head to the JT Lady Jaguars. And the starters for the JT Lady Jaguars: Sarah Ageno, Brenda Kayaga, Maimuna Nabosa, Masi Batamuliza, and Shakira Navubia. And for the UCU Lady Canons, Sylvia Nantongo, Nachituka, Martina Anyango, Hajara Najuko, and of course Sheila Lamunu. And the give and go, tic-tac-toe, the foul basket. Sylvia Nantongo makes the and one. We shall send her to the line. She'll shoot one free throw and try to complete the three-point play the old school way. And first personal foul for Shakira Navubia. Shakira Navubia missed an open layup earlier on. If you don't take the opportunities, they'll always punish you. And she misses the three-point play. Now on to the Jaguars. Oh my goodness, out of bounds. Panic by Shakira Navubia. Just fails to get possession. It's just an inbound play for the UCU Lady Canons. Now Lamunu Sheila, a national team player for Uganda. Lamunu picks up Nakituka. Nakituka onto Nantongo. Nantongo fakes 14-foot jumper and she misses. Possession 2. The Jaguars, Najuko almost intercepting that one. Still 2 points to the Canons and 0 to the JT Lady Jaguars. The Canons playing man-to-man full court defense. Now Brenda Kayaga, Sarah Ageno. Agelo all alone, they've given her space. But Amuliza for the long two, and she misses. Anyango Martina, another big rebound. Now she's on transition. All the races. Patience by the Canons. Lamunu looking for options. Shakira playing very, very aggressive defense. Looked like a pushing foul. Now Nachituka turns over. That's a turnover by Nachituka, and Shakira also turns over Najuko for the three. And she misses everything, and the ball goes out of bounds. It's now tied at 2 apiece. Pauses and waits for her teammates. Now Masi Batamuliza, up she goes. She's denied, she's rejected. Possession back to the Canons. And Martina Nyango. That's an out of bounds. Sarah Ageno failing to get the rebound. 6 minutes, 44 seconds. It's just a UCU possession. Onto Nachituka. Now Martina, another interception. Now the Jaguars on transition. Shakira Navubia, up she goes. Fails to connect. Brenda Kayaga with the interception. Very aggressive defense by both teams. That's a 7-second violation. The 24-second clock is at 14 seconds. Sudi Olanga with the tactics. The fourth, a turnover. Now Brenda Kayaga gets tied at 2 apiece, very low scoring game. Now Kayaga stops and pops, nothing but the basket. And finally the Jaguars take a 2-point lead. It's been a long time coming. Now Najuko. Nashituka crosses over. Almost loses possession there. Now Nashituka, Martina Nyango. Up she goes, she's rejected by the coach. The referee, I mean, I honestly do not know why I keep calling referee Becca Mande Njuki a coach. And Becca Mande calls for the foul. Raymond Ayesiga and David Opolots, they are the referees for the game tonight. It's going to be 2 free throws. The Jetty Lady Jaguars with a 2-point lead. And Nyango Martina misses. And she connects on her second attempt. 1-point difference just separating these two teams. Now Navubia, up she goes, and that's a block. That's a block by coach. Referee Becca Mande. Just an inbound to the Kira best team. Picks up Ageno. Ageno for the 3. Fails to connect. That's a pushing foul by Martina Nyango. Finally, the referee calls for a foul. Five minutes, 35 seconds. Game 2 of the best of 7 series. Now Ageno on to Kayaga. Kayaga hesitates. Picks up Maimuna Nabosa. Just a couple of seconds. 3 ball. And Nabosa with the rebound. Up she goes. Oh my goodness. She goes for the reverse. Connects for the 2 points. It's a 3-point lead for the Jetty Lady Jaguars. Now Nachituka cooking. Picks up Martina. Martina for the long 2. Misses everything. And now here comes Maimuna. Maimuna. She hesitates. I thought she was going to go to the basket. Now Navubia cooking. Up she goes and she's fouled. But it's just going to be a side ball. And that's the second team foul for the UCU Lady Canons. Shakira misses. First connect on her first attempts. She misses 2 for 2 again, almost getting the offensive rebound. Now Nyango Martina. Martina Nyango, what a force to reckon with. Coach. For the 3 misses. Out of bounds possession to the Jetty Lady Jaguars. It's actually to the UCU Canons. I mean, I never saw that one. There are 3 referees on the ground. That's the right call. It's a 3-point lead for the Lady Jetty Jaguars. Now Nachituka trying to force. That's out of bounds. Back to the UCU. Kanya Shila Lamunu goes to the bench. Iggy Raneza on the floor for the Canons. Martina Nyango all alone. Up she goes. Fails to connect. And Nantongo Sylvia with the offensive rebound. Gets 2 more again. Patient offense by the Jetty Lady Jaguars. Shakira 3 ball. She also fails. Martina Nyango with another defensive rebound. And up goes Martina. Mercy Batamuliza forced to foul. These are going to be 2 free throws. Batamuliza picking up her first personal foul. Now 14 fouls for the Jetty Lady Jaguars. 3 minutes, 50 seconds. Gets her first one and ties the game. Tough times here for the Jetty Lady Jaguars. And she gets 2 for 2. She now has 3 points to her name during the regular season. The Jetty Lady Jaguars took game 1 and the UCU Canons took game 2. Now Kayaga Brenda for the 3. She fails again. And look at the transition. Now she took her on the wrestles. Picks up Nantongo, and Nantongo just fails to connect. Now Kayaga on to Shakira Navubia. Shakira to the basket. She just picks up Ageno for the long 2, and Ageno misses. It's a 1-point lead for the UCU Lady Canons. And now she took a crossing over. They're showing off her handles. Iggy Raneza, and Iggy Raneza almost turns over. And there's a kickball. Looks like Coach Nicholas Natuhereza will make a substitution for the UCU Lady Canons. And out goes Sylvia Nantongo. On comes Sarah Namale, formerly of the Nabisunsa girls. And it's a double substitution for Coach Sudi Ulanga. Wangeshi will come onto the floor. And Nambogo. Now Najuko floats one up. Fails to get the 2. That's a foul. Very, very aggressive defense. Is that Sarah Namale? Yeah, Sarah Namale just picking up her first personal foul. What a way to contribute after coming onto the floor. Looks like Abba Bridget will also check in. Lots of substitutions by both coaches as the game comes to the end of the first quarter. Now Ageno. On to Wangeshi, long 3. Wangeshi misses. Now Iggy Raneza on the wrestles, hesitates, picks up Namale, pressures by Namale, pulls for the 2. And another rebound, offensive rebound by Martina Nyango. It's now a 3-point lead for the UCU Lady Canons. Nambogo for the 3. And that's a block shot by Hajara Najuko. It's just a 3-point lead, very low scoring first quarter. Now Namale fails to get the friendly roll. Looks like Sarah again picks up an elbow. There's going to be a substitution. It's a double substitution for Coach Nicholas. Zoe Tech and Sylvia Nantongo back on the floor. And also Coach Sudi Ulanga will also make a substitution of his own. Azida Nabayunga will replace Sarah Ageno, who has gone to get some medical attention out of the stadium. Hopefully it's not a bad one. Now Wangeshi, it's a 3-point lead for the Canons. Bridget on the post, taking her time. Now Wangeshi picks up Nabosa, corner 3, Nabosa fails to connect. And Namale with yet another rebound. Namale on the wrestles, picks up Iggy Raneza. Now Zoe Tech Zoatek turns away to the basket, picks up Igiraneza. Igiraneza cooking. Now Nantongo. Up she goes, she's rejected. And that's a foul. It's going to be 2 free throws. First personal foul for Abba Bridget. And it's now up to a 5-point lead for the UCU Lady Canons. Sylvia Nantongo, they're stretching the lead. On to Nabosa. 1 minute, 2 seconds. Nambogo Fex takes her time, floats one up, and that's a rejection. That's another rejection. Now Igiraneza being put on pressure. The ball goes out of bounds, still back to the UCU Lady Canons. The referee is doing a very, very good job so far. And they're not calling the easy fouls. Now Nantongo for the 3, left all alone, and Wangeshi with the defensive rebound. Now she's on the wrestles. Wangeshi keeps going. Now picks up Nambogo. Nambogo for the 3, and Nambogo connects. Nicely done by Nambogo. They really needed that one. It's a 2-point difference. Arguably the last possession of the quarter here. Igiraneza crosses over. Picks up Nantongo for the 3. Nantongo misses. Now the Jaguars on the wrestles. Nabosa picks up Azida Nabayunga, and Nabayunga just fails to connect. And we have finally come to the end of the quarter. Entertainment by both ladies teams. It's game 2 of the best of 7. There's just 11 points to the UCU Lady Canons and 6 to the Jetty Lady Jaguars. Keep it Kawowo Sport for the viewers outside there. Please do not forget to subscribe and like what you're watching. More basketball action coming your way. Welcome back from the break. The Canons taking on the Jaguars, girls category finals. Game 2, of course. Kawowo Sports bringing everything live, of course. That's a 2-point lead for the UCU Lady Canons. That was up by as many as 5 points. Nambogo Mary Priscilla with the beauty from the distance. She got 3 points. And it's now a 2-point difference. So we attack. Guarded by Wangeshi Aikoru. When the ref calls for the foul, it's going to be a side ball. 5 seconds into the second quarter. Already the first team foul for the Jaguars. Still a long way to go. Now Nantongo. On to Iggy Raneza, she stops. On to Zoe Attack. Gets the triple. She gets the first triple for the UCU Lady Canons. Now Azida trying to cook. She picks up on Geshi. Tricky pass. Now Ayukoru Wangeshi. Back to Azida. Azida fakes up. She goes. And she puts one up. That's a foul. It's going to be 2 free throws. Sarah Namale picking up her second personal foul. It's actually a foul on Zoe Atek. I thought it was on Sarah Namale. It's going to be 2 free throws, of course. And Maimuna Nabosa will sit. Brenda Kayaga on the floor. Abba Bridget misses. Abba Bridget is formerly of the UCU Lady Canons. Azida Navayunga. Of course, Sarah Ageno. She misses 2 for 2. Very poor by Abba Bridget. Now Iggy Raneza directing traffic. Picks up Namale. Namale guarded heavily by Abba Bridget. Now Iggy Raneza picks up Nantongo. Nantongo on the step back onto Iggy Raneza. Long 3. And look at Abba Bridget picking the rebound, and Iggy Raneza picks up a foul. Trying to be very aggressive on the offensive rebound. And it's the Canon's second personal foul. Iggy Raneza picking up her first personal foul. Still a 5-point lead for the UCU Lady Canons. Now Kayaga taking her time. Kayaga for the long 2. She's blocked, but it's a foul. It's going to be 2 free throws. UCU Lady Canons leading 1-0 in the best of 7 series. And Kayaga Brenda getting one. It's down to a 4-point difference. Kayaga getting 2 for 2. And Coach Nicholas with a complaint on the table. And the referees just talking to themselves. It's a 3-point difference. And Coach Nicholas calls for a timeout for the UCU Lady Canons. 8 minutes, 26 seconds. 14 to the Canons and 11 to the Jaguars. All right, welcome back from the break. 3-point lead for the UCU Lady Canons. Now Zoe Tech on to Namale. Namale stops and pops. Tough one by Namale. She picks up her own offensive rebound. Now attack Zoe. Also stops and pops. But the presence of Abba Bridget just makes it very, very hard for the UCU Lady Canon players to attack the basket. Abba Bridget is about 6 feet tall. Now Azida Nabayunga onto Wangeshi. Wangeshi really performed brilliantly in game one. Now Nambogo for the three. Bridget Abba, another rebound. Up goes Bridget and she misses. That was beautiful by Bridget. Very, very beautiful, aggressive rebound by Bridget. Just failed to take advantage. Now Kayaga, now Wangeshi. Wangeshi left all alone for the three. And Wangeshi fails to connect. But takes Zoe with the rebound. And Wangeshi almost intercepting that one. Very, very tricky pass by Zoe Tech. Trying to pick up Iggy Raneza. Iggy Raneza hesitates. Namale, 3-ball, and backs it in. Namale with the three. It's back to a 6-point lead. Now Kayaga for the response. And Kayaga misses everything. The Jaguars really having a very, very tough time on the three. And Namale with back-to-back threes. Abba Bridget phone slipping in the paint. It's now up to a 9-point lead. Now Wangeshi, Nambogo for the response, and Nambogo misses everything. That's a foul by Nantongo. 4th team foul for the UCU Lady Canons. And Nantongo getting a first personal foul. She'll have to go to the bench. Looks like Masi Bata Muliza will get onto the floor. And Azida Nabayunga will go to the bench. 4 team fouls. That's a pushing foul. It's going to be 2 free throws. It's going to be 2 free throws. Second personal foul for Zoe Tech. Nambogo gets the first one. Gets 2 for 2. Nicely done. 6 minutes, 29 seconds. And Wangeshi finally steals that one. Up goes Wangeshi. Position still back to the Jaguars. Now Wangeshi. Wangeshi fakes. Up she goes. Oh my goodness, she makes the and one. She makes the and one. Makes it a 5-point game. She'll shoot 1 free throw. It's now a 4-point difference. The Canons with a 4-point lead. Almost a violation on the inbound. Now Nantongo Nachituka, and there's an interception. And look at Masi Batamuliza on the rest is up. Goes Masi, gets the 2 points. It's a 7-0 run for the Jetty Lady Jaguars. Onto Namale, another interception. Now again on the races. Namale to Batamuliza. Up goes Batamuliza. Ties the game. Tied at 20 points apiece. 9-0 run for the Canons. For the Jaguars. And that's looks like a foul. Yes, it's a foul. Shakira Navubia taking 1 for the team. It's going to be 2 free throws. Shakira Navubia picking up a second personal foul. And Martina Nyango will look to recapture the lead for the Canons, and yes, she does. She gets 1. She gets 2 for 2. Now Wangeshi into Ageno. Wangeshi. Now Nambogo. Nambogo onto Ageno. Ageno fakes. Now Shakira. Shakira to the basket, floats one up and fails to get the 2 points. Now Martina Nyango on the races. Still a very, very low scoring game so far. Igiraneza almost turns over. Very, very risky pass by Igiraneza. 4 minutes, 47 seconds. Now Namale. Namale fakes for the long 2. First to connect. Martina with yet another rebound. Namale fails to connect again. Now Wangeshi on the races for the Jaguars. Wangeshi keeps going. On to Ageno. Ageno for the 3, and she delivers. Finally, the Jetty Lady Jaguars with a 1-point lead. Sarah Ageno, veteran experience at its finest. And that's a lost possession. Namukwaya just fails to take advantage of the screen. 1-point lead for the Jaguars. Momentum changing in the second quarter. Now Shakira taking her time. Picks up Kayaga. Kayaga to the basket. That's a jumbo. One-point leads for the Jetty Lady Jaguars. They'll retain possession after that jumbo, of course. Now Batamuliza. Is that a jumbo? That's a 24-second clock violation. Kotsudi employing a full court man-to-man defense. It's the only way to destabilize the offense for the Canons. And Wangeshi comes through again, and Wangeshi changes her mind, floats one up. Wangeshi, she tried waiting for her teammates, but decided to put one up. Now Namale. Namale for the 3 again. And this time she misses everything. 3 minutes, 16 seconds. Now Martina stops, goes up, and this time she fails to deliver. It's just going to be a sideball, 5 seconds on the 24-second clock. Just an inbound to the Canons. Now, Namale onto Martina. Martina in and out, and this time she misses. Onto Ageno, veteran, experience at its finest, and she just fails to get the 2 points. I thought she was scared. Aggressive defense here. Now Namale, and this time she fails to connect for the 3. Picks up Namukwaya, and Namukwaya misses. Down goes Namvubia, and that's a foul. It's just going to be a side ball. We are not in the bonus. 2 minutes, 41 seconds. Looks like Masi Batamuliza will sit on the bench. Kotsudi Ulanga with the substitution. Now Martina Fex. Up she goes. Tries floating one up. Now Iggy Raneza. Now Namale for the 3. And Namale this time fails. That's another foul by Martina Nyango. It's going to be 2 free throws. Nyango Martina picking up her second personal foul. Yeah, it's going to be 2 free throws, then the bonus. And Ageno misses. Misses the first one. She can still redeem herself. She still has 1 to go. She misses 2 for 2, gets her own rebound. Now Kayaga long 2. Kayaga misses. Up goes Abba Bridget. That's exactly why Kotsudi Ulanga brought her on. It's now up to a 3-point lead for the Jetty Lady Jaguars. Now Namale. And look at Martina Nyango. Namale going for the back door. Now Wangeshi. Precious by Wangeshi. Wants to play with her teammates. Now Shakira, 3-ball. Just fails to connect. Abba Bridget forces a turnover. Possession back to the Jaguars. And Coach Nicholas Natuhereza calls for timeout. 2 minutes, 2 seconds. 24 to the Canons and 25 to the Jaguars. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes, 2 seconds on the clock. Possession to the Jetty Lady Jaguars. Abba Bridget forcing a turnover. Shakira Namvubia will inbound. That's another foul by Igiraneza. It's going to be 2 free throws. Holding foul by Igiraneza. Picks up a second personal. And she'll go to the bench. That was substitution for Coach Nicholas. And also Namukwaya goes to the bench. Hajara Najuko back on the floor. And Kayaga Brenda will shoot 2 free throws. She gets 1. Gets 2 for 2. It's a 3-point lead for the Canons, for the Jaguars. Now Ageno. On to Lamunu Sheila for the long 2. And that's a foul. It's going to be 2 free throws. Martina Nyango just dominating. Sarah Ageno, down goes Ageno, Sarah. And Ageno will go to the bench, picks up a second personal foul. Martina Nyango will shoot 2 free throws. Both Sarah and Mercy Batamuliza with 2 personal fouls. And Ageno will go to the bench. On comes Batamuliza, actually Batamuliza has 1 personal foul with Shakira Namvubia with 2 personal fouls for the Jaguars. Only 2 players with 2 personal fouls for the Jaguars and about 3 players for the Canons. Martina gets 1 for 2. Possession to the Jaguars. Still a 2-point lead. Now Namvubia with possession. Hands over to Nabosa. Now Batamuliza. Batamuliza onto Abba Bridget. Now Shakira. Shakira to the basket. Beautiful move by Shakira. And Shakira misses everything. Now 2-on-1. Hajara Najuko gets the 2 points. Nicely done. Tie game. It's tied at 27 points apiece. Now Kayaga. Brenda hesitates. Picks up Shakira. Now Namvubia. Now Abba Bridget picks up Nabosa. Nabosa for the 3. Bang, bang! Nothing but the net by Nabosa. Abba Bridget on the assist. 3-point lead for the Jetty Lady Jaguars. Almost a stolen ball. That's an interception. I mean, Coach Nicholas just shouting at the referee. I'm sure if he shouts at the referee again, it's going to be a technical foul. And that's a timeout. Coach Sudi Ulanga just taking his last timeout of the second quarter. 27 to the Canons, 30 to the Jaguars. For the viewers, don't forget to subscribe. Keep it Kawowo Sports. And like what you're watching today. 33.3 seconds. 3-point leads for the Jetty Lady Jaguars. Possession to the Canons. It's going to be a side ball. And inbound at the baseline of the Jetty Lady Jaguars. Now Namale onto Lamunu. Najuko, now Martina. Up goes Martina and she misses. That's a pushing foul by Abba. Abba Bridget gets a second personal foul. It's going to be 2 free throws. Abba Bridget now getting her second personal foul. Actually, the Shakira Navubia's third personal foul was very, very poor by Navubia. And Anyango Martina punishes the Jaguars. She now has 12 points. She gets 2 for 2. Makes it a 1-point difference. Another timeout. I actually thought Coach Sudi Ulanga was done with his timeouts in the second quarter. He actually had one to give with a couple of seconds on the clock. Still a 1-point lead for the Jetty Lady Jaguars. 29 to the Canons, 30 to the Jaguars. .2 seconds on the clock. Both teams in the bonus. Possession to the Jetty Lady Jaguars. And there goes Shakira. Oh my goodness. What a way to get the ball by Shakira. And Shakira onto Kayaga. Kayaga corner three. Tries to connect. And Shakira with the rebound. And Mercy Bata Muliza gets the 2 points. It's arguably the last possession of the quarter. Up goes Namale, and the ball goes out of bounds. 0.9 seconds on the clock. It's a 3-point lead for Sudi Ulanga and the Jetty Lady Jaguars. .9 on the clock. It's going to be a matter of catch and shoot. Now Nantongo. What was Nantongo thinking about? I thought she noticed there were .9 on the clock, and we've finally come to the end of the second quarter. 3-point lead for the Jetty Lady Jaguars, 29 to the UCU Canons, and 32 points to the Jetty Lady Jaguars. Fat boy. Fat boy. Make a man. Make a man. Make a. Make a. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Third quarter action here. It's a 3-point lead for the Jetty Lady Jaguars. Martina Nyango, Hajara Najuko, Sylvia Natongo, Nachituka, and Sheila Lamunu on the floor. Batamuliza Masi, Shakira Navubia, who has 3 personal fouls. Kayaga Brenda, Sarah Geno, and Sheila. It's actually Maimuna Nabosa on the floor. The Canons will begin possession. Will begin the game with possession. Now Lamunu on to Nachituka. It's game 2 of the best of 7. Now Nantongo hands over to Lamunu. Lamunu hesitates, picks up Najuko. Najuko fakes, step back, picks up Nantongo. Nantongo fakes, slots one up and uses the glass. Beats the buzzer. It was almost a 24-second clock. Now Shakira. Shakira with possession. On to Batamuliza, long 2. Batamuliza misses Ageno with the rebound. On to Nabosa. Nabosa fakes. Kicks out to Kayaga. Kayaga back to Masi. Batamuliza. Up goes Batamuliza. She's rejected. 5 seconds on the 24. What a way to finish by Sylvia Nachituka. Makes it a 1-point lead. The Jaguars with a slight lead here. Now Nabosa for the 3. Nabosa misses everything. The Jaguars playing full court, man-to-man defense. Now Lamunu directing traffic, picks up Nantongo. And that's an interception. Masibata Muliza just intercepting that one. There was a V-cut from Najuko. Now Nantongo, corner 3. Nantongo misses. Nachituka, this time rejected by Navubia. And the passion by Navubia after the rejection, it only shows you one thing. It's a championship game. She says, not in my house. Now Nachituka onto Martina. Martina turns. Oh my goodness, that's a foul by Ageno. Now Ageno picking up a 3rd personal foul. He'll definitely have to go to the bench. However, Bridget will come in handy for Kotsudu Ulanga. Again, Sarah with 3 personal fouls. She misses 2 for 2. Picks up her own rebound. Now Nachituka. Nantongo for the 3. And Nantongo delivers. Those are 5 points unanswered in the 3rd quarter for the UCU Canons. Now Batamuliza picks up Shakira. Shakira, up goes Shakira. I thought Shakira should have floated one up. Now Nabosa to beat the buzzer, misses everything. Almost a 24-second clock violation. Now Nantongo. Nantongo patiently waiting for options. Now Nakituka. And Nantongo, oh my goodness, 7-0 run. And just like that, it's a 4-point lead for the UCU Canons. getting out of hand. Now Ageno spins, up she goes. That's fails to deliver. Now Nachituka onto Najuko. Now Martina pulls the trigger. And Martina picks the rebound, oh my goodness. And now Namvubia on the races. She'll be going coast to coast. And that's a foul. Martina Nyango with a personal foul. It's going to be 2 free throws. That's the right call. No idea why the crowd is challenging that one. She was very late. She also picks up a 3rd personal foul. And she'll have to go to the bench, of course. She has 12 points. She has 13 points. She actually has 12 points. For the Canons, Nantongo has 13 points. No play in double digits. 4. For the Jetty Jaguars, and Shakira gets 1. Picks up her first point of the game. She gets 2 for 2, and that's the kind of response Coach Sudi Ulanga requires from his players. Now Nachituka. Kayaga guarding Lamunu. Lamunu goes up and fails to get the friendly roll. It was in and out. It's going to be 2 free throws. 2nd personal foul for Brenda Kayaga. And now Sheila Lamunu will shoot 2 free throws. Lamunu gets 1. She gets 2 for 2. Stretches the lead again to 4 points. Bata Muliza going to Nabosa. Now Shakira again. Nabosa almost losing that one, and she loses it. And an interception is 3-on-1. Oh my goodness, poor decision by Nachituka. And Nantongo with the rebound. It's going to be 2 free throws. Mercy Bata Muliza getting another personal foul. It's actually on Brenda Kayaga. Brenda Kayaga getting her 3rd personal foul. 6 minutes, 19 seconds. 4-point lead for the UCU Canons. Nantongo makes it a 5-point lead. She gets 2 for 2. Coach Sudi Ulanga will make a double substitution. Wangeshi Ayukoru Sandra on the floor. And Nambogo Mary Priscilla. It's a 6-point lead for the Canons. They're looking to make it a 2-0 lead. Pressures by the Jaguars. And that's a turnover. Another foul by Wangeshi. Very, very poor pass by Mercy Bata Muliza. It's just going to be a side ball. Six minutes, 1 second. Now Lamunu with possession for the Canons. Najuko. Namale. Namale goes up, fails to connect. And that's a kick ball. Possession back. The Jaguars, but Hamuliza trying to look for Nambogo Mary Priscilla. Five minutes, 43 seconds. And again, rejected by Sarah Namale. That looked easy. Now Nachituka onto Namale. Namale for the three. Oh my goodness, the bank is open. She actually makes 2 points. That's a 2, not a 3. Now Namale has 8 points. Wangeshi into Masi. Masi to beat the buzzer. That was tough by Masi. Now Lamunu on the races. Tough times here. 4. There goes Sarah Namale. Down she goes. It's actually a travel. Referee calls for the travel. That's a travel violation by Sarah Namale. The Jaguars with 14 fouls already with 4 minutes, 52 seconds. Double substitution for Coach Sudi. Abba Bridget and Azida Nabayunga check in. Here comes Wangeshi. It's an 8-point lead. Azida. Back to Nambogo. Nambogo fakes. Pulls up for the 2. Nabayunga on the rebound. Up goes Nabayunga. That's veteran awareness by Nabayunga. And Antongo forced to foul. It's actually not on nice on Hajar and Najuko. Najuko picks up a second personal foul. Still an 8-point lead, 4 minutes, 29 seconds. Third quarter action here. Game 2 of the best of 7 series. The UCU Lady Canons leading 1-0. They're looking to make it 2-0 today. And Azida gets one. They really needed that one. Now it's Abba Bridget almost getting that one. 7-point lead for the UCU Lady Canons. Nachituka onto Namale. Now Nantongo for the 3, and Nantongo connects. Nicely done by Nantongo. She makes it a 10-point game. And Wangeshi picks up Azida. Nice response. Wangeshi Sandra Ikoro with the assist. That's a foul. It's going to be 2 free throws. Nantongo with 18 points for the UCU Lady Canons. She's doing everything today. And welcome back. Apologies. We had a slight power shutdown, but we're finally back. And Antongo misses, distracted by the power. It's an 8-point lead. Antongo misses one. She gets the second. Now Wangeshi, always on the races. Very athletic player. Wangeshi to the basket. Nicely done by Ayukoru. Sandra Wangeshi. It's now a 7-point game. Namale with the floater. And here comes the big Abba Bridget. Now Wangeshi time. Wangeshi crosses, picks up Nambogo, corner three. Nambogo misses, gets her own rebound. And Azida picks up Nabosa. Nabosa to Wangeshi. Wangeshi fakes. Up goes Wangeshi. He's actually not fouled. It's just going to be transition again to the UCU Canon. And nicely done by Sheila Lamunu. Now Nantongo. Back to Nachituka. Now Najuko. Up goes Najuko. Uses her left hand. Gets the 2 points. Now Azida. On the races, up goes Azida. And Azida with the hook shot. That was tough by Azida. Azida now with 5 points for the Jaguars. Namale pulls the trigger. And this time Namale misses everything. Possession to the Jaguars on the races again. That's the strategy. It's a 7-point lead. Wangeshi onto Nambogo. Now Nabayunga. Nabayunga fakes. Up she goes. Nicely done. And Abba Bridget with the rebound. And Abba misses. Azida with the rebound again. Scrappy basketball here. Very fast game this. And she misses. Nambogo with the steal. Up goes Azida. Keeps a pivot foot. And that's a foul. Nabosa will shoot 2 free throws. Sheila Lamunu getting a personal foul. She now has 2 fouls. It's actually not on Sheila Lamunu. It's going to be 2 free throws. Lamunu will sit on the bench. Namukwaya will check in. Still a 7-point difference. She misses one. Gets the second. 6-point difference. Now Namukwaya onto Natongo. Namale almost pulling the trigger there. Namukwaya. Namale now attacks Zoe, spins, picks up Namukwaya, corner three to beat the buzzer. Yeah, that's the 24-second clock violation. Nicely done by the Lady Jaguars. Six-point difference, 1 minute, 22 seconds. It's now or never. Now Abba. Hands over to Wangeshi. Wangeshi crosses. Picks up Nabosa. Now Nambogo. Back to Nabosa. Now Wangeshi for the 3. And Wangeshi fails to connect. Less than 1 minute on the clock. Now attacks Zoe. And that's a pushing foul by Wangeshi. What was Wangeshi thinking about? Come on, Wangeshi. You're in the bonus. There's nowhere Zoe attack was going. Just give her space. Just contain her. And it's going to be 2 free throws. And attack misses. Still a 6-point lead. She misses 2 for 2. Now Nabosa. Wangeshi. Wangeshi cooking. Picks up Nambogo. Now Nabayunga. Nambogo. Wangeshi crosses over. Goes up. Nice crossover by Wangeshi. Oh my goodness. That was nifty by Wangeshi. Now attacks Zoe. Nantongo powers her way to the basket. That's no basket. It's going to be 2 free throws. Yeah, that's the right call. Still a 6-point lead. The Jaguars really struggling. Nabosa will sit. Nabosa just failing to connect. From beyond the arc today. Looks like Asacha checks into the game for the first time. And Tonga will shoot 2 free throws. In and out again by the Canons. They have now missed 3 in a row. And she gets the second. It's up to a 7-point lead. Now Wangeshi to beat the buzzer. Wangeshi onto Azida for the 3. And the bank is not open. And the buzzer sounds. End of the third quarter. 49 points to the Canons and 42 to the Jaguars. 10 more minutes of action coming your way. Keep it Kawowo Sports. And for the viewers, if you have not yet subscribed, please click that button and be part of the family.
Fat boy, fat boy, fat boy.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 7-point difference. It's a 49 to the Canons and 42 points to the Jaguars. It's now or never. What a performance by Nantongo. She's in double digits. She has 20 points. And there's actually no play in double digits for the Jetty Jaguars. They have really struggled today from beyond the arc. Sarah Geno Can they make a comeback? Now Ageno. Up goes Ageno. She panics. Masibata Muliza picks the rebound. Connects. 5-point game. Now attack onto Nantongo. Nantongo has 20 points. Nantongo looking for options. Now Sasha crosses over. Picks up attack. Just a couple of seconds on the 24. Zoe for the 3. That's a 24-second clock violation. The Jaguars with a statement in the start of the quarter here. It's a 5-point difference. Masibata Muliza with the offensive rebound. Now Kayaga fails to connect. Here comes Namukwaya. Now Nantongo hesitates, picks up Namukwaya. Namukwaya floats one. Namukwaya fails. Position back to the Canons. The Jaguars just failing to pick the rebounds. Namukwaya. Pressure by Wangeshi. Martina puts one up, in and out, and it finally enters friendly roll. Wangeshi always on the races. Now Nambogo. Nambogo will go. Oh my goodness, nice stuff by Wangeshi. Long 2. And this time she fails to connect. Still a 7-point lead. Martina. With possession there. Now Attack looking for options. Picks up Nantongo. And Martina another rebound. Now Sacha onto Zoe Attack for the 3. And Attack misses. That's a jumbo. It's going to be a jumbo. Possession to the Jaguars. It's actually to the Canons. That was the right call to make. He had no idea who possession was going to. That's a turnover. I mean, can we say, are we going to say ball don't lie? The old school saying. Still a 7-point lead. Now Kayaga pulls the trigger and fails to connect. The Jaguars are really struggling today from beyond the arc. Same thing that happened in game 1. Asacha just keeping her dribble. Picks up Nantongo. Nantongo forces one up, and that's a pushing foul. Oh my goodness, is that the right call? Looks like the referees missed that one. The foul, the pushing foul was actually on Asacha. She pushed her own teammate. Her teammate drove into her. And sometimes the referee will give that one. And the UCU Canons are lucky on that opportunity. Nantongo will shoot 2 free throws. And she gets one, stretches the lead now to 8 points. She has 21 points. Gets 2 for 2. It's now up to a 10-point lead. Here comes the Jaguars. Now Batamuliza. Wangeshi, 2 again, or for the 3. And Martina with another rebound again. The clock is ticking. Now Nantongo. Martina. And those are going to be 2 free throws. It's 2 more free throws. It's a 9-point lead for the UCU Canons. Martina makes it 10. In and out, and Masi Batamuliza with the rebound. Here comes Wangeshi. Always on the wrestles. Now Kayaga. Now Nabayunga. Wangeshi. Up she goes, partially rejected. That's the 24-second clock violation. Six minutes, 4 seconds. Just a side ball. 10-point lead for the Canons. That's a turnover. Very aggressive defense by Azida. Kayaga turns over. Asacha will go to the basket, and Azida comes through very clutch with interception. It's still a 10-point lead. 5 minutes, 54 seconds. And Martina, that's a shooting foul. She'll shoot 2 free throws. Masi Batamuliza with 2 personal fouls. Still a 10-point difference. She gets 2. She gets 1 of 2. Now Wangeshi on to Kayaga. Kayaga tries picking again, and it's a turnover. And Coach Sodiolanga with the timeout. 55 to the Canons and 44 to the Jaguars. Welcome back. 5 minutes, 32 seconds. It's 11-point lead for the UCU Canons. A lot of work to be done by the Jaguar players. Now Sasha onto attack. Sasha almost losing it. Now Anyango, full court man-to-man defense by the Jetty Jaguars. Sasha puts one up, and that's a violation. Now Batamuliza onto Wangeshi, 2-on-1. And Kayaga actually pulls up for the 3. Back to Kayaga, corner 3. And Kayaga steps out of bounds. Very, very tough times here for the Jetty Lady Jaguars. They were finalists last season and came up short against the JKL Dolphins. And here they are trying to reclaim what they lost last season. Exactly 5 minutes to the end of the game. If the Canons win, they'll make it a 2-0 advantage. Possession to the Canons, and Namukwaya will go coast to coast. Nicely done by the Canons. Now that's a foul by Attack. That's a foul by Attack. Very, very aggressive on defense. It's a 13-point lead. Kayaga in and out again. Now Wangeshi, corner 3, and Wangeshi delivers. Makes it a 10-point difference. Now Martina. And there goes Martina. Oh my goodness. What was Batamuliza thinking? I know that there's 18 points for Martina. It's going to be 2 free throws. I thought it was going to be a side ball. Maybe 2 free throws. So Attack with yet another foul. Looks like Mercy Batamuliza will sit. Wazida Nabayunga on the floor. And Shakira misses again. Still a 12-point lead. She gets the second double substitution for coach Nicholas Natuhereza. 4 minutes, 10 seconds. The Canons will look to make it a 2-0 advantage. And that's an out-of-bound violation. Namukwaya dribbles the ball out of bounds. On to Ageno. Ageno on to Wangeshi. Wangeshi for the three. That was tough to do. Now Kayaga puts one up. Nothing but the net. 9-point game. A pushing foul by Kayaga. It's a 9-point difference. Fourth personal foul for Brenda Kayaga. And those others are 14 fouls for the Jetty Lady Jaguars. Almost losing that one. And here she loses it. That was a 50-50 ball. And Nantongo drives to the basket. And here comes Kayaga. Shakira. Up goes Shakira. That was veteran awareness by Navubia. Another stolen ball. Wangeshi for the three. On to Anyango. Martina Anyango, and look at Wangeshi just intercepting that one. And there's a substitution in the offing. And Tongo will sit. 3 minutes, 1 second on the clock. As it actually steals that one. And Zoe Tech turns over. Now Ageno picks up Shakira. Azida loses possession. And that's a stolen ball. Up goes Ageno, but this time she's fouled. It's going to be 2 free throws. It's a 9-point difference. Those are 5 personal fouls for Zoe Tech. Yeah, Zoe Tech will sit. 2 minutes, 45 seconds. Ajara Najuko steps onto the floor. Again, connects on her first attempt. Connects on her second attempt. She gets 2 for 2 on coach Nicholas with the timeout. 7-point difference, 61 to the Canons and 54 to the Jaguars. Right, welcome back. 2 minutes, 45 seconds. Possession to the Canons. Here comes Lamunu. Now, that's a block. Nicely done by the Jaguars. That's a travel by Wangeshi. A travel violation by Wangeshi. Now Najuko. Najuko almost loses possession. And now she loses possession. Martina, up she goes. That's bullying. The Jetty Jaguars. There's 2 more free throws. There's 4 personal fouls for Shakira Navubia. Martina Nyango will shoot 2 free throws. She misses. Gets the second. Stretches the lead to 8 points. The Jaguars look very, very disoriented on defense today. Now Wangeshi crosses over, picks up Shakira. Shakira for the 3, and Shakira misses. That's a jumbo. Possession back to the Jaguars. 1 minute, 37 seconds to go. Again, going to Azida. Azida turns, up she goes. And she took a turn, tries to save the ball, but she steps out of bounds. Now 1 minute, 27 seconds. Here comes the Jaguars. Now again, now Shakira. Shakira long 3. Shakira fails again, and that's a foul by Wangeshi. Now she took a foul. Looks like Nachituka goes down injured. Right, welcome back from the short break. Now she took her out injured. Asacha will shoot 2 free throws in her place. And she gets the first one. She gets 2 for 2. And Coach Sudi Ulanga calls for timeout. 1 minute, 20 seconds, 10-point lead for the UCU Canons. Welcome back. 1 minute, 20 seconds. It's a 10-point advantage to Coach Nicholas Natuhereza and the UCU Lady Canons. They're looking to make it a 2-0 lead. And game 3 will be played on Wednesday at the Lugogo grounds. Now Kayaga for the 3, and Kayaga misses. That's a wedgie, and possession will go to the Canons. There's a wedgie there, and Asacha assists and gets the ball. Possession to the Canon. Here comes Martina. Just taking her time with possession. And Azida almost steals that one. Nicely done by Azida. These are going to be 2 free throws. Martina Nyango will look to make 2 free throws. One minute, 5 seconds. Martina misses. Martina has 19 points and 3 fouls. She has a double-double with 13 rebounds. She gets the second. She now has 20 points. It's an 11-point lead. There goes Kayaga with the floater. She now has 12 points for the Jetty Jaguars. It's an 11-point difference. Now Najuko crosses over and turns over, trying to look for Martina Nyango. Kayaga onto Nabosa. Now Wangeshi. Wangeshi, nifty crossover again. Azida for the 3, puts up one. Fails to connect. Ageno onto Kayaga. Kayaga pulls the trigger and also fails to connect. Look at Azida again. Onto Nabosa, up goes Nabosa. Tries forcing one up. 10.8 seconds on the clock. 9-point lead. She gets the first one. Makes it an 8-point difference. She gets 2 for 2. And Coach Nicholas calls for timeout. 10.8 on the clock, 65 to the Canons and 58 to the Jaguars. All right, welcome back. Only 10 seconds on the clock. It's a 7-point lead for the Canons. And Najuko, why did she touch that one? She shouldn't have touched the ball. And Kotsudi calls for timeout. It's a 7-point difference. 9 seconds on the clock. 65 to the Canons and 58 to the Jaguars. .1 on the clock. The UCU Lady Canons looking to make it a 2-0 advantage. Kayaga pulls the trigger for the 3 and she connects. Nicely done by Kayaga. Now Sasha on the races. She goes up and misses, and that's the final buzzer. And the UCU Lady Canons have done it again here at the MTN Lugogo Arena. Game 2 belongs to the UCU. The Canons have backed up their Game 1 victory with another championship performance, defeating the Jetty Lady Jaguars and taking a commanding 2-0 lead in this best-of-7 NBL final series. 2 games played, 2 victories for UCU, and suddenly the Lady Canons are just 2 wins away from the championship crown. The Jaguars fought, they battled, they pushed, but tonight UCU had the answers when it mattered most. The Canons are in control, the Jaguars are under pressure, but this series is far from over. Jetty now heads into Game 3 knowing that the comeback has to start immediately. One victory can change the momentum, but UCU will be smelling blood and looking to move one step closer to victory. From Kampala, the message is clear. UCU 2, JT Jaguars 0. The Canons have taken the first 2 battles. The Jaguars must now find a response. 2 games down, 4 victories needed for the crown. And UCU Lady Canons are marching towards championship glory. Final scores at the Lugogo Arena: 65 to the UCU Lady Canons and 61 to the JT Lady Jaguars. Being your host, Vinny Jurua, Mamba out.